Maniba Masari shared that when you can share your story without crying, then it means that you're healing.
As I share my story to heal and to inspire, I also hope that it will help you to heal from your hurt and pain, and that you'll find the encouragement to never give up and to never lose faith. Hi, my name is Crystal, and welcome to my channel, Crystal Speaks. If you're a new viewer, welcome. And if you're a return viewer, thank you so much for joining me. I'll be sharing with you part 1 of my story about how almost dying twice changed my life. But before I get into my story, I want to officially introduce you to what Crystal Speaks is all about. On one hand, I want to encourage and to support students preparing for or already attending university, the young adults and the professionals to become better versions of themselves. My aim is to empower you to clearly communicate who you are, what you have to say and what you do, whether you're a public speaker or just you trying to express yourself clearly and effectively to various audiences. And so I'll be sharing tips and advice such as how to clearly communicate in an interview, be it a presentation, or just simply by the way you carry yourself. On the other hand, I also want to further elevate you with the power of personal development. Personal development simplified includes us fostering and building a positive mindset, confidence, self-esteem, productivity habits, study habits, and more. I have connected the practical and effective tips and advice for personal development and public speaking with the motivation of Sunday Storytime chats and interviews to create a safe, positive, and empowering space that I call Crystal Speaks. Vision of Sunday Storytime, where I will share with you some of my personal experiences, and I'll also share with you the experiences of some influential, inspiring, and successful persons in our society. We'll share our stories of pains, trials, triumphs, and wisdom. Without further ado, let's get into my story. There's a saying that says, good things come in threes. But I had to wonder if the same applies to bad things. The type of person that I am, I believe in working hard. And as someone who actually really likes to learn, I looked forward to going to school. I started 6th form at Manchester High School, and I was super excited. And the reason why I was so excited and feeling so hopeful was because I knew that this was a monumental step in my life's journey. But I was also anxious
Because I knew that this was a monumental part of my journey. I'd stepped through the door of making important decisions that would affect my future life, and I knew how important that was, and so I wanted to make the right decisions. Because I had these dreams of the historical places I wanted to visit. I wanted to step outside of my comfort zone and to try new things, to have amazing new adventures, and I wanted to help persons who were vulnerable and in need by starting my own charity. I wanted a career that I knew every day I would be happy, to give my mother experiences and my family experiences, all through the investments I would make as an independent person with my own money.
Do you know that feeling? Do you know what it's like to just be having those dreams and being so excited and determined to make them a reality? If you do, I'm looking forward to you sharing with me what it's like for you, how it feels for you in the comments. I've always been a person who just loves to encourage and inspire someone else. I remember at the time there was something that I'd always been looking forward to, and recovering from dengue, I had taken the time to kind of put a plan together. So in sixth form, I was excited because I was in progress to launch my own charity. I wanted like-minded students to be the ones who were running this charity.
Then tragedy struck. First, I got chikungunya. My immune system was still recovering from dengue, so chikungunya for me was bad times worse. I had the breakouts, lethargy, joint pains, you name it, I had it. To make it worse, every month I had a relapse. It was like the cycle never seemed to end. It just happened over and over again. It got so bad that I was in school 1 week, and then the next week I was out of school because I needed to rest. And even then, I was trying to play catch up with all of the works and assignments that I needed to do. But I was so tired and in so much pain. I never gave up. I knew what I wanted, and so I was willing to do whatever it took to get there. I did the extra reading, I did the working around the clock because I wanted to go to university and I wanted a scholarship. And so I gave it my all. With determination, I spent the long nights, but the assignments just kept coming. All the works I would miss, all the tasks I needed to do. I was doing all sciences, so I had all the lab works to do, and I even had the maths works to do, but I kept trying. It became so overwhelming. The pile just kept getting higher and higher, and the to-do list kept getting longer. I started to feel so overwhelmed. There was so much I wanted to do, and it was all seeming to be slipping through my fingers. But I said to myself, I was going to get these tests done that I'd missed, and the next year, everything would be better. And so I went into the new year with a tired body, tired mind, body, and spirit. But the stress came even greater because I was still not well. I'd noticed some time before that I'd have these blackouts, but now they were becoming longer. And the work pressure didn't seem to make it any better. University seemed elusive. I got a wake-up call. I could not keep doing what I was doing. It was my final year, and I knew important it was to get everything right, so I worked and worked. Sleep became a novelty that I did only because I had to. Around the clock, I worked. Being a student leader and all the other tasks that I had to do, trying to meet the assignments, but my world, it started to become darker. The year before, I had noticed that I had brief blackouts. They lasted for a few seconds, but they were lasting for minutes. I would find that I would be walking and suddenly my vision would become dark. Compound with the insomnia, the stomach pain that was starting to become very uncomfortable, I had to go and see the doctor. I had a fear of the doctor because of my dengue experience, but now I had to go and see the doctor. Blood work and test results later, I got my wake-up call. The doctor warned that I needed to reduce my stress and to improve my immunity, but it was so hard. With all the migraines and pains, the weight loss, the aches, the stress of trying to get everything to work, I had to make an important decision. I remember stepping off that step on the sixth form building, and my body was moving through the air. I had no vision to see what happened. Airborne in my darkness, I waited. For seconds that felt like hours. And as I waited to see, I grappled and reached for the railing, trying to reach for solid ground beneath my feet. That was the wake-up call. Something really had to change now. And so as soon as I gripped that railing and I felt the solid ground beneath my feet, I knew what I had to do. So I paused for a few seconds to appreciate that I was standing on solid ground. I had to give up all I had to save my life. To save my life. I went home, sat and shared with my mother what happened that day. And as we talked and we made the decision to go back and see the doctor, his loud warning that if I did not change, if I didn't get better, I'd have.
There is nothing like the feeling and realization that you're losing everything that matters to you, and especially your life, for it to be the catalyst you need to change your life.
Can you imagine that feeling? Cancer. I knew what I had to do. I met with my principal, Mr. Gabriel, and he looked at me. He listened as I shared with him the updates, and I told him that I had to give up school. I knew that he understood that this was a difficult decision for me. He had been supporting me through all the challenges that I had facing, and now we had gotten to this point. I had given up the leadership responsibilities for my club, being an active prefect, the SAT classes I had paid for, and as I met with Mr. Gabriel in his office to share with him the update and to let him know that I had to give up school, do you know what he asked me? He asked what can he do to help me, but there was nothing he could do, only I could help myself. That difficult decision to give it all up, I went into recovery. I was at home taking my medication. I'd look through my window and watch other students go to school, wishing that that was me, that I was able to go as well. It was a sad time, it was a painful time. And I was there in the darkness, I was there in the pain. But then I did recover. I got better. But what I learned from my experience was we have to make sure that in the scheme of doing everything, that we take the time out to invest in taking care of ourselves. Because then our dreams can become a reality. I learned to never give up dreaming. Never give up hope. As long as I'm alive, there is hope. There is a possibility of making all those dreams my reality. And I did. And so much more. I'm now a motivational speaker and public speaker, trying to inspire others with my story and to help them to become better and to do better. I started university and I'm having a wonderful experience. I became a cultural ambassador with the title Miss Manchester Festival Queen. When I was going through my illness, I had the support of my family, Mr. Gabriel, Miss Barrett, and countless others praying and wishing me all the best. God answered my prayers. I launched my charity. I was finally able to help persons who were in vulnerable positions, and it felt so good to be able to see the hope on their faces and to see their lives become better. It was another inspiration to say, truly, as long as there is life, there is hope.
Share my story to heal and to inspire. I also hope that it will help you to heal from your hurt and pain, and that you'll find the encouragement to never give up and to never lose faith. also, this is only part 1 in the series. To see part 2, stay tuned for next week Sunday when we have Sunday Storytime. Thank you for taking the time out to watch this video. And if you enjoyed what I had to share, if you were able to be inspired, motivated, and hopefully to heal, then just go ahead and give the video a thumbs up and subscribe, as well as to tap the notification bell so that you get alerted every time I post a new video. If it is that you're comfortable sharing your story with me, I'm looking forward to reading them, whether in the comments or if you connect with me on my Instagram or my Facebook. I'm looking forward to hearing what you have to share. I am also looking forward to reading your comments about your suggestions for future videos. Remember, aim to be better, do better, and to live your best life.